It's your boy Crypto Blood. Good morning. Every day I'm hustling. Hope you guys are too. Hope you're getting this day started, getting it going with a cup of Joe or whatever, a cup of tea. Some people, drink tea. My wife drinks tea. I prefer my caffeine, my drug through coffee. Make sure you get over to cryptoblood.io and pick you up one of those Webbot t-shirts. We've also got a few other crypto related t-shirts as well. So drop by cryptoblood.io. Again, what's going on, people? It's your boy Crypto Blood. How many of you saw the live round table with Kerry? What's her name? Kerry something. It was Kerry. This other guy who didn't show his face. He was like probably in his boxers in the bed or something. He was seemed to be very clueless on the whole crypto thing. I'm like, well, I wonder why she had him on the show. But it was him, Kerry, and Clif High. And so man, that thing was I didn't get in there until like the tail end of the round table live stream. I've never heard of this lady, to be honest with you. She has her channel has 172,000 subs, which is crazy. But man, she was rude as hell. Like, it was weird how rude she was to Clif. But Clif being a stand-up guy, he never once stepped out of line or disrespected her, even though to me and to others, she was very disrespectful in the way she coordinated and conducted that live stream. But hey, Clif still got some good nuggets in there. Make sure you check that out. It's in the Webbot room. Someone dropped it in there. Yesterday, because it was a scheduled live stream. So check it out. But I say all that because I want to read you a comment that someone left on my channel about this live stream. Shout outs to Jim Griffin. This is what he said. This is what Jim Griffin said. Hey CB, saw you last night watching the Clif High interview with the witch Kerry Cassidy. That's right, her name is Kerry Cassidy. I have to say I've never encountered a host who was so ignorant. She actually muted Clif's mic. Yes, she did. Several times. Told him he could not speak. Also, this dumb bitch tried to argue with Clif on quantum computing. I was in there when she tried to do that, and AI life forms. Like, dude, really? You're going to argue with Clif about quantum computing? I think she would love to have cut the interview, but when she glanced at the comment sections and seen the comments attacking her mannerisms, she knew she couldn't. The woo man destroyed her on all fronts, even explaining to her his woo-woo comment was not slanderous towards the UFO community. The other guy, who was very quiet, kind of got the picture and realized he was in the company of a man that knew way more. That's so true, man. This guy was just like, Kerry, I'm going to have to do some more research on this cryptocurrency stuff. And that's pretty funny. He goes on to say, guys, Kerry Cassidy is CIA and would love to have ruined Clif's reputation. Uncle Clif was great, and how he even had the patience to see it to the end is beyond me. I know, right? Give him a big thumbs up when you're tweeting to him. Peace. Thanks, man. Thanks, Jim. That was awesome. An awesome note there, and I totally agree with you, like 100%, man. That was horrible. Like I said, I've never heard of this lady, and I caught maybe the last 45 minutes, 30 minutes last night. Kudos to Uncle Clif, man, for holding it down for the Woo community, the Webbot community. So yeah, that's pretty much I did want to read that comment though. I thought it was interesting. But today, let's first take a look at the market cap, see how we're looking. Right now we're sitting at 199 billion, people. Can you believe it? I think all-time highs, to be honest with you. BTC dominance is 61% right now, so creeping on up. And got some green here today, people. Finally got some green, so that's good. Let's take a look at my crypto blood chart that I've been charting for the last 3 months, to be honest with you. Looking good here, man. We landed on the moon, took the space shuttle up to Mars, and secured the bag. I took profits at 66.80, and again, as you get further in trading and gain more experience in trading, guys, if you're not, you never know where the top is. So, you know, I got back in at the lows, like down here. It's around 3,800, something like that, 3,900. And I think about 3,800. So why would I risk? I took profits, made like 80-something%. And honestly, it's probably, you gotta wait. This is the day chart, so you're probably gonna see it's running out of steam a little bit here. We'll see what happens in the next couple of days. But even if it goes up to, let's say it goes to 7,700, I wasn't risking that, so I'm good with that. I'm gonna wait for a pullback. I moved into some of the alts, and we'll wait for a pullback to get back in. I'm gonna have to update this chart over the weekend, because now it's pretty much gone through, you know, it's hit the last kind of few Fibonacci extensions I was charting. So I think we're gonna have a pullback, and then probably I'll do another Fibonacci retracement and extension over the weekend. But next stop probably looks like it's going to be up here near 10,000, and that's the next fib extension right there. So there you have it for the chart, people. Now on to the article. We are talking about Bancor. How many of you, just leave in the comments, I was one of the, well, I don't want to say few, but it took a lot of work to try to get into Bancor, because there were so many TXs during the time of the Bancor ICO that it actually like broke the Ethereum network. And it made me think, like, man, this is if the Ethereum network can't handle a decent size ICO, what are the ramifications for that going forward when you have thousands and thousands of applications built on top of the Ethereum network? And on top of that, those applications have thousands and thousands of transactions and users, and millions, really millions and millions of users within their dApps. I really don't feel, my personal opinion, Ethereum is probably the Netscape of web browsers, right? Early days. It's not, it probably won't be the blockchain that we see used readily across the internet, across the world. I'm really excited about EOS. EOS just came out with their developers beta toolkit, I believe, I'm going to do an article or a video about that. But blockchains like EOS is going to be the one that can, the infrastructure that can handle thousands and thousands more transactions per minute or second. And also what's really good with EOS is no transactional no gas costs. So that's a more practical use case for, you know, dApps and Internet 3.0 type of applications. So just my thought. As you saw, EOS had a run up from basically up 100%. And people were probably front running that news that was published, I believe, yesterday. So I still have EOS. I'll be buying more. The ICO will, I think, continue on until June or May of 2018. So it's no rush, but definitely I am loading the boat on EOS because I think that is going to be the future. That's going to be like how you can look back and look at Ethereum when it was 50 cents, $1. You know, this is what EOS is going to be, in my opinion. So let's see what happens, people. But the article we're talking about today is Bancor, and again, I participated in the Bancor ICO and was highly you know, the concept was really groundbreaking to me. And you know, I thought with Tim Draper, man, I saw Tim Draper involved in this ICO. I'm like, well, dang, if Tim Draper, the legendary VC, is involved in this, I definitely want my hands in this ICO, and I thought it would have some legs and everything. So anyway, this is an article from out of Zero Hedge, and the title of it is "Another one of the world's largest ICOs is collapsing." So let's take a look at what this article is talking about here. So it says here, now the latest sign that the $3 billion ICO market is imploding. Bloomberg reports that the value of formerly high-flying Bancor, the world's 5th largest ICO by funds raised, has plunged more than 50% since the company's June ICO. It goes on to say here, Bancor attracted big-name venture capitalists like Tim Draper. That's what I just talked about this year when it published a white paper proposing to create a kind of decentralized digital currency exchange that would allow holders of the Bancor tokens to exchange them for other digital currencies listed on their market making platform. It then goes on to say a functionality its creators insisted that would one day render digital currencies exchanges obsolete. But while the founders delivered a compelling pitch, beneath the surface was a product that was at best needless, complex, and at worst downright nonsensical. So we'll look at let's take a look at that image right now. And this image is out of CoinMarketCap. It's just showing the price of Bancor's decline. Now, I will say there have been many more ICOs that have performed much worse than Bancor. But just seeing that how much Bancor raised, it just shows you how much wealth or capital destruction, wealth destruction has been seen with this Bancor decline here. So as you can see, it came out at about $4.25, I think, and it just kind of went down from there. Never really regained that high. And what happened with me is, I don't remember it coming out at $4. I thought it was $3 and some change, but I may have been wrong. I ended up losing about 15% on the Bancor ICO. I had to cut my losses. Just had to cut my losses. No, I really was excited about this project. But again, what I tell people is, don't become emotionally attached to any of these companies, any of these ICOs. That's not the way you invest or trade. It just simply isn't. So you want to extract and remove emotion from your decision making for entry and exits out of these companies, because at the end of the day, you're not here to fund you want, of course, you're funding and help fund a company, but at the end of the day, you want return on your capital. So they've already got the ETH, so you want to keep your best interest at hand first. It's you first, then the company. So that's just my 2 satoshis on that. So let's take a look. Let's go back and take a look at this article here. It goes on to say, of course, the obliqueness of Bancor's plan showcase a common trope in the ICO market, whereby companies say they're improving on the user experience of a product that most users are already satisfied with, except instead of creating a more streamlined solution, they propose to make it more needless and complex by involving decentralized systems and monetizable tokens. The result is a soup of hypothetical gibberish and a use case that tellingly only the people building the product seem to understand. For many investors, that should trigger nightmarish flashbacks to synthetic CDOs and other arcane credit derivatives that helped crash the economy and market in 2008. Yeah, that's kind of true. That is definitely kind of true. I was watching an interview / talk that Andreas Antonopoulos did a few years ago. Actually, it's probably 2014. And he made a statement that was so true. Like, when you guys are evaluating ICOs and looking to invest in ICOs, look at first, is what they're doing is it improving on what's already out there? What I mean by that is, consumers don't care if something is backed by a blockchain. They don't care about decentralization. They care about ease of use. They care about user experience. And is blockchain going to enhance their user experience to the point where it's more beneficial for them to move to that platform? In the case of, like, you take like a Spectre, in my opinion, for traders, is a great use case, because it does. I used to trade options, binary options. I know them very well. Bull spreads, I know them very well, and the manipulation in those are great from the broker side. So eliminating the broker, that's a benefit. Like, that's a benefit of a decentralized, implementing decentralization or blockchain within an application or a business model. So you gotta just, when you guys are looking to invest in ICOs, definitely keep that in mind. However, and that kind of segues me into this next image. Here's a chart that's showing monies raised so far in 2017. So January kind of started low, slow, and it just ramped up. I got into ICOs around April, May. First one was Pure Plays, and then it just accelerated, guys. Look at that. And September was just out of control. And we see October cooled down a bit as people started. And I think really we're going to start to see a cool down in ICOs And I talked about this the other day, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but you're definitely going to see people take a closer look at the investments they make. And you know, now companies are going to have to really come to market when they're doing their ICOs, pre-ICOs. They're going to have a working product, you know, or they're going to have to demand less capital raise. It's just as simple as that. So let me know your thoughts on Bancor. Sad. I don't know what's going to happen with that. Tim Draper dumped a decent amount of money into that, and I'm wondering how he's feeling, how some of those big whales are feeling about the Bancor situation. But yeah, leave your comments in the description of this video, or in the comment section of this video. I'll leave the description, the link to the article that I read today in the description of this video. And make sure you like and subscribe, people. Also, join me in the Webbot chat room. We are over 3,000 members now throughout all of the rooms. We also have a new room that we started last week, or I think over the weekend. It's a health room, health and wellness. So if you join the Webbot room in the link of this video, you'll see all the links to the other channels or other groups. So join at your leisure, and we'll see you guys in there. It's your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out. Holla.